Hi there, this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. I am coming on with my alternate project number 9 from my friend Debbie's Handmade Holidays Retreat. This is the project that she made. She's calling it a story card. When we first were talking, she mentioned mini album, so what I made is an album. But this is really cool. I don't know where I think she got this on the internet somewhere. And then on the back, it uses the Memories and More cards, which you've seen in another one of my videos. This is a 12 by 5.5 piece of designer paper that's scored at 4 and 8, and then it's a Z-fold. This would look really cool this way, sitting on a mantle. It fits into an envelope that a 4 1/4 by a 5-inch card fits into. I embellished a little bit more than Debbie did. As always, the Memories and More cards come with these die cut stickers, so I added that and then the little red and gold jemmies. And Debbie put this on here. I added that and that with a gem in the center. I forgot to stamp my little deer before I put it on there. She stamped her deer. So this is really fun. I had not seen this when I made, as I've mentioned in my other projects, had not seen this when I made my album. I love making mini albums, as you guys know. And Stampin' Up! Has this new die set. I don't remember what it's called, but I'll list it below. That's this fun shape, and it's a shape that you can use for tag toppers. The way that it's made is if you score where these guys are, either direction, and fold it in half, it makes a really cool bag topper. Tag topper, I don't know why I said that, but I love to make mini albums. So I made this mini album. This tag comes out. These are all with dies. This is the shape. It's nesting. Let me see where it is. I should have got it out before I started this video. But that's the way I roll, you know. And I don't have the name on it. Okay. But, oh yes I do. Celebration Labels dies. So this is the die set. It comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sizes, and then all these other little fun doodads. One thing I discovered is they're not totally proportional. So you can't tell, but you'll see when I show you the next, the album I'm going to make. There's 2 die cut shapes that are Night of Navy here on this page. You would think, looking at these dies, that they're proportional, and doesn't matter how you put them back to back, they're going to match up. They don't. You have to put them a certain way to get them to match up. It was a little bit interesting and a little bit frustrating, but so there's the little tag, and this is a little tuck spot. This is using the Snowflake suite that we have right now, which is the paper, the stamp and die set, and then this balmy blue glimmer paper, which I love, glitter paper. Too far. This one I just used my ovals, and I've done snowflakes throughout. This one's a tuck spot again. So the tuck spots mean you can pull this out. You can put a picture on one side and journaling on the other side, or whatever you want to do. And then that's the back. So when I decided to show you how to make it, and then this is our fun Moonlight Madness, Misty Moonlight ribbon. When I decided to show you how to make it, I thought I would show you how to make it with another set of shapes. What did I do with it? When it comes to filming videos, I'm the most disorganized person that I know. It's very frustrating. So this is the die set that I chose to use for this little mini album. These are scalloped rectangles, and then it has these other fun shapes. And we're going to build this one together. I'm also using what's it called? Toile. It's a French word, and I don't know how to say it. T-O-I-L-E. toile tidings. I don't think that's toil. That's not pronounced toil, but I don't know how it is pronounced. This is really fun designer series paper in that every page, these are garden green and real red, and so every page is the same on both sides except it's the same print but the opposite color. Isn't that fun? It has some really fun prints in it. And I thought it would be perfect for, oh sorry, I bumped my camera. I thought it would be perfect for this little album. But I'm also using the Wishes and Wonder stamp and die set, because I don't think there's not really a stamp set that goes with that or with this. Well, there might be with this, but it doesn't fit with the Handmade Holidays Christmas. So I've already cut out a whole bunch. I've already done a bunch of the work. This is the little spine that's going to go inside the book, and I'm going to show you how I made that. So I'm going to show you my thought process when I make the spine. Sorry, I bumped it again. I first determine how wide I want my spine to be, and that's determined by the size of the pages or the cover. This is the biggest one. I made it from this stitched line to this stitched line, and it is 3 3/4. And then to determine the length and the scoring, excuse me, I like to have a 1/2 inch to mount my pages on. So this is on a 1/2 inch V shape, inverted V shape. So I first draw my I decide how many pages I want, then I draw the mountains for each of those pages. These are each a 1/2 inch. So I know this is 1. And then I determine how much space I want between my pages. Depends on how much embellishing you're going to do and how many like pictures you think you'll put in there. A 1/4 inch seems like a lot when you're looking at it and scoring it, which is what I did for this, and I'm doing it for my new one that I'm making. But if I'm making bigger books, I use a 1/2 inch, because by the time I've embellished it, this particular book, it fits the spine. If we add anything else in there, it's going to start getting fat. It's not going to close perfectly. So I'm still going to do a 1/4 inch in between here. And then I want a 1/4 inch on each side. And I want a 1/2 inch on each side of that. So this is how I determine how long my piece needs to be. So I'm going to add all these up. I don't need to look at these because that's that. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4/4 for 1. And then there's 1 1/2 and 1/2 for 1 more. So this is 5. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. Then to determine how to score it, you can number every place you need to score. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So my first one is at 1/2, and then I'm going to add a 1/4 to that, so it's 3/4. Then I'm going to add a 1/2 to that, so it's 1 1/4. Add another 1/2 is 1 3/4. Add a 1/4, so I'm going to go from here to here, and that's a 1/4. So now I'm at 2. I need a 1/2, 2 1/2. I need another 1/2, 3. I need a 1/4, 3 1/4. I need a 1/2, 3 3/4. I need another 1/2, 4 1/4, and then I need a 1/4, so 4 1/2. So my paper's 3 3/4 by 5, and it's scored at 1/2, 3/4, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, 2, 2 1/2, 3, 3 1/4, 3 3/4, 4 1/4, and 4 1/2. This particular book, the spine is only 3 inches tall, and the way I determined that was the widest part, or the narrowest part of the side that I was putting it on. So that's 3 inches. And it has 4 signatures. So to do that one, I would add one more mountain, which is going to add 1 plus another quarter. It's going to add 1 1/4 if I add one more signature. So that's the way this is scored. I cut this wrong, so I'm using this to show you how I make it. The first thing I'm going to do is, this has 3 pages, and each of the pages is a 1/2 inch on each side, and all the rest are 1/4 inch. So the first thing I'm going to do is just I'm going to burnish on those 3 pages, not pages, the 3 spine pieces. And then I'm going to turn it over. No, I'm not. And so those are all going to be a mountain fold. There's mountain folds and valley folds. Mountain fold is the top and valley fold is the bottom. The rest of this needs to fold the other way. So I'm going to burnish all of these the opposite direction. This video is going to be a little bit longer than my others, I think, because making a book takes a while. I have already done a lot of the work. Okay, then it looks like this. You can see my 3 mountains. Right there, and right there. So the next thing, and then the rest of it goes like this. So those close and those close. The next thing I would do is put tear and tape in the back of here and close up each one of these. And then it looks like this. And then after that, I put my tear and tape on each side. This is how I'm going to adhere the pages into the spine. So that is how I made my spine. And let's see, I'm making this book real red. And I have it, I think, all laid out the right way. So for the cover, show you the cover. This one is, okay. So for the cover, I cut out 2 pieces of real red with the biggest die. I also cut out a piece of heavier weight. This is the backing that comes with the designer papers. Excuse me. This is like thick cardstock. So I'm going to glue those together. I sponged the edges of this so you won't see it when it's all put together. So you won't see a white core. I've sponged the edges of everything. So first I'm going to glue these 2 together. I want to glue pretty close to the edges, and I'm putting them back to back. So because these dies have the fun stitched edges, I want to see the right side of the stitched edges on each of these. So that's that one. And I'm going to glue this together. This is the cover. This is going to be our front cover. I got way too much glue when I jumped off there. I added too much glue. But this glue dries clear, so we're going to be fine. And then the next size down, I die cut with one of the patterns of the designer paper, and I'm going to put that I don't know what this one's for, why it's hanging out here. I'm going to put that on the front for my front cover. Sometimes I am really clumsy. Look at this. I got glue in my hand. So there's my front cover. I've already made the back cover. I still haven't glued these two together. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not putting the book together yet. But inside my front cover, I took one of the die cuts like this and I cut it. My most used ruler is missing in action. So, now where's the other one? Got out another ruler, can't find it either. Well, that's bizarre. I'll go for the old-fashioned wooden ruler. So now I have two rulers missing in action. If you could see around here, you see this nice clean little space. I have an L-shaped desk and you can't see the rest of any of it. And if I bump my desk too hard, I'm going to have an avalanche. Anyway, I took this largest size and I cut it down to 1.5 inches. And then I die cut the second size with the designer paper. And I held it on here to see where I wanted to cut it. And I just picked a place to cut it at so that it lines up properly. Throughout the book, I've used both red and green. I've used both sides of the designer paper. I didn't want to make it all just red because I didn't want it to be too boring, too red overload. I don't even like red, but for, oops, good thing I stopped myself. Sometimes I shouldn't talk while I'm working. To make up, this is going to make a pocket. I was just going to put glue on that whole thing. Just put glue around 3 sides, 2 short sides and 1 long side. And then I'm going to match it up to the bottom of this page. And then there's a pocket right there. Okay, let's see, what am I doing next? What? So that's the front and back. Before I go too much farther, this is the one step that I always miss when I'm making a mini album. Very frustrating. I always want to adhere the ribbon inside the cover, and I always forget. So this time I'm remembering. Well, so far I'm remembering. I'm going to cut the ribbon. Haven't even cut it yet. I don't know for sure how long I need that way. I want it long enough to tie a bow. This ribbon is really fun. It's a satin ribbon that I absolutely love. It comes in white with silver edges or cream with gold edges. And because I'm using gold in my book, I'm going to do that. So now I'm going to take yeah, I thought I had done that. Okay. I don't know why this isn't on there yet. This is my back cover. So I think I already said this, but the reason I'm not making the second album with the same die set as this is that I'm showing you how you can what am I trying to say? Showing you how you can make this same little album using any shapes, any nested shapes. These are nested. That means they graduate down in size. So I'm going to put some tear and tape I want the ribbon to be in the middle. These are 4 inches tall. And this is 2 inches right here. So that's the middle. And I'm going to put tear and tape right here, and right here. I want the ribbon to stick out. Is that right? It's right for the back cover. Yep, that's right. Sometimes I question myself. So I want it to stick out this way. If you hear a noise, it just started. That's my heater that just came on. It's pretty cold here right now. Well, compared to some parts of the country, it's not. For me, it's cold. Okay, so that's the back cover. And the next thing to do, I've already put together a lot of my pages too, because you don't need to watch me make something 3 different times. So the next thing to do is not that. Is to add our spine, and I think I'm going to add the front piece first. When you're attaching your pages to the spine, especially on like this part, in order for your page to move freely, you need to not go all the way to the bottom. You need to have a little bit of a gap. And it's the same on this piece too. For my cover to open freely, I don't want this butted right up against it. I need to leave a little bit of a space. So I'm going to put adhesive on here. And then I'm going to turn this upside down so I can see what I'm doing, see the light better. I need to be able to see that score line, and this piece I know needs to match up with this stitched line on each side, and that will be centered if I do that. So I think, is it straight? It's kind of hard when you're using colors. This red isn't too bad. A lot of times when I'm making an album, my base is black, and you can't see it at all on a video, and it's hard for me to see what I'm doing also. So there's that. And then to put the, okay, this is the front cover. So to put the front cover on there, now I'm going to put glue over all of this. Dang, I'm such a klutz, which is very frustrating. You wouldn't believe how many things I drop on the floor. I always drop dies on the floor, and in a second I'll show you my savior with my dropping dies. Okay, so now I want to line these scallops up with the scallops on this cover. Cool. I drop dies all the time, and they fall either on my feet, and with fingernails they always fall this way. If they would fall cut side down, there's a lip to pick them up and I don't have an issue, but they always fall this way. I don't know why. And they quite often slide under something when they're falling. And I have this fun tool, has a magnet, a heavy duty magnet on the end, and I telescope it out and I just reach down and grab my die. I love this tool. I use it every time I'm die cutting because I always drop dies on the floor. And it's a tool from Harbor Freight, and I have sent them in Happy Mail to a few people. Now I need my back cover. So that's the back of my back cover. Okay, for a second I thought I did this all wrong. So again, I put the front one in first, or the inside in first. Sorry, I'm like, the inside in first, lining it up so it's between those and pulling it out a hair. There. And then I'm going to put adhesive on here. And I'm going to line, get my ribbon out of the way. I'm going to line these guys up. I have glue on my fingers, which is not good. And there is the front and back cover of my little book. Isn't that fun? Hopefully I've got them. Yeah, we'll see. One piece I didn't cut yet is, you can see on here, usually when I'm making mini albums, I have wrapped chipboard, and so the back piece, the spine, is enclosed in the designer paper, and it's a piece of chipboard. And then the spine is glued to it. This one doesn't work that way. So what I did after I put the album together, I added a piece to strengthen the spine, because otherwise you can see this goes like this, and we don't want that. But first I'm going to put the rest of the pages in, I think. So to insert the pages, this is the first page, and I die cut this little piece, and then I die cut a designer paper and a very vanilla of the next piece up, and I put glue only on the edges, and I made this little tuck spot. This is going to be in my way right now. So the first thing I'm going to do with this one is this page goes here. Yeah, this page goes here. It's been a while since I made that other album, so I'm hoping that I'm doing this right. So I took off my cover off of my pattern, or my tear and tape, and I'm gonna line this up, as I said before, so it is not flush. It needs a little bit of space. And then I'm going to stick it. So there is page 1. And then the back side of page 1 is this. This is a time, and I'm not going to do this with this book, but this is a time where you could make a pocket. Right now what I'm going to do is cover this with glue and then adhere it to this. You could just glue around the edges and leave the top open for a pocket, but I'm not going to do that with this one, because that would add a lot more time, and I didn't design the book that way. So actually I think I'm going to put the glue on this one. I'm out of the frame, sorry. Make sure it's right side up. And I'm going to put this one in by you see that? By matching the edges. Edges all match. When they match, then I'm gonna press down so my tear and tape sticks. And then what I made to go on this page, I think this is where this goes. Is that right? I don't know. Yeah, that's where this goes. So I'm going to glue this down. Just so I don't lose track of what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to start my next page. And I'm going to do the same thing. Take this off. Actually, I'm going to pause here and attach these other two pages, and then I'll be back. I don't want my video to be too long. Okay, I have added all my pages in here. Is that crooked? No. Looks crooked, but I think it's my sponging. So I have 3 pages, 3 signatures. The front and the back both have the same tuck pocket. And the front and the back both have a pocket that has this piece in it that's just die cut, very vanilla. And then this cute little tag that's vanilla on one side and pattern paper on the other side. And then this ribbon, this is a combo pack of ribbon that you can get that has old olive and real red, and they're gold edged. Very, very pretty. So now what I need to do is fix my spine. So I measured, I know this is 3 3/4, and then I held this flat and measured this, and it's 1 inch. So I have a piece that's 3 3/4 by 1 inch. I'm going to cover it with glue, because I feel like it's easier to put glue on this than on those spines that are wiggling all over the place. And then, let's see if I can do this. How coordinated I really am. So I want that to lay flat and dry a little bit. Maybe I should have waited till I was all the way done. I'm going to hold that for a second, just so it... The fun thing about this, the front and back cover have 2, well, I don't know if it's the fun thing. Is it the fun thing? Maybe. 2 pieces of cardstock that are this die cut. They each have the thick card in the middle. And then on the inside of the cover, they have a piece of the designer paper. So these covers are very, very thick. And then the pages in the middle are 2 pieces of cardstock that are back to back. And they are very stiff also because we've filled them with glue, and glue stiffens things. When you have glue, that much glue, when you have glue on the whole surface, it makes the whole thing stronger, because liquid adhesive, whatever kind you use, liquid glue, it doesn't just stick 2 things together like the tear and tape. This holds really well, but it's just the sandwich in the cardstock. It's the filling in the cardstock sandwich. It sticks the 2 things together. Liquid glue actually soaks into the cardstock on each side and bonds. So it's bonding the 2 pieces together, and it's the strongest. Liquid glue, I feel like, is the strongest adhesive you can use. It just sometimes is not really convenient for where you're needing to use it. So there's our little spine. How about that? I stamped and die cut this. It says express delivery made in the North Pole, reindeer air freight. Isn't that fun? So and then I die cut this shape. These are both from the I don't know the name of the dies. The stamp set is Wishes and Wonders, and the dies go with it, but the dies have their own name, so I'll list it down below because I need to look it up. I want to pop that up. I think I want to pop that up. I've used all of the dimensionals off of this, so then I go back. I don't want to waste the edges. I don't know why they don't cut them all the way to the edges. That's like some companies that make them cut them all the way to the edges. The ones that Stampin' Up! Sells have never been like that. I don't get why, but I have always used it all. I don't want to waste it. Put this on the front in the center. I'm going to put one of these guys on the front, like right there. So I gotta put their dimensionals, his dimensionals down low. Down there. Down there. I'll put one on his head. Maybe like that. I think that works. So I will stick him on there. Do I want maybe? No, I don't think so. This was not quite done. I'm going to have to stick more glue in there. Okay. And then inside the book, what do I want to add? I also have these fun little gems, wonderful gems that are the gold and red. Excuse me, I need a drink. I'm gonna have to. And I was thinking about where I want to put stuff inside. Like, maybe he should go right here. And I'll put him down with glue. And on here, not that one. Thought maybe I'd just do a little gold, little touch of gold. That. I could put one of these. These leaves are all in the die set. This here, which means I'll put another one on the other side. Oh, it still has to go that way. these here. And the rest of this is just kind of like fussy stuff. Glue all over my fingers. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. I don't think I need him. I'll use him on another project. And now this can be tied up. Well, first I'll show you again. So here is our fun little album. Here's the front. I'm going to put more glue in there and set it so it'll dry. Here's the front. That comes out, that comes out, that comes out. You could tuck something behind his head. Journaling or pictures. And then that's the back. And on the back I'll probably put my little created by Tammy. So I'm going to tie this up. This one did not end up quite as thick. Oh, I was thinking to put some gems in there. That's right. That's why I got these out. So, put one there. There. One there. I love rhinestones and gems. I think they add so much to a project. My voice. Did you hear when I said I love rhinestones and gems a second ago? My voice sounded different. I don't know what's up with my voice, why it always sounds so funky. Didn't used to be like this. There. Now I'm happy with it. So I'm going to do this. And there's our book. So I'll get this stuff out of the way and go back to, this was Debbie's story card. This was the album I created to have a mini album. And this is the one I just showed you how to make. This is showing how you can make a cute little mini album using any kind of dies that are nested, which means they graduate in size from big to small. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.